What's going on, everybody? I'm Tom Norwood here. This is my buddy Christian Engel, who is a fantastic musician, songwriter from the area, and he is doing a
spreading the butter.
Yeah, no, you are really good. He plays guitar, piano, drums, bass, about anything you would want. And he and a friend of mine, Liberty Ray, are doing a concert on January 18th at Waterside Grill. I don't know if you know the recent news, but unfortunately, FEMA has decided to end the hotel voucher program for about 3,500 people that still don't have housing. Even though the media is not really reporting this, there are people living in tents, living in not permanent housing. And so to cut off that relief right now in the middle of the winter, starting tomorrow on Sunday, is really a tragedy. So my friends and I, many of you might know Ben from some of my videos. He has a nonprofit called the Mountain Alliance, and him and all his business partners have been doing great stuff, donating their equipment, their time to raise money to that relief effort. And Christian, doing his part, is doing a concert with my friend Liberty, who hasn't played in how many years? Do you know?
Last you told me it was around 10 years.
About 10 years.
Anything serious.
And she's a great singer. She's from Huntsville, Alabama. She lived in the Lake Norman area for, I guess, about 20 years until she recently moved. So she's going to come back. We're expecting a big crowd at Waterside. It's a great venue, and a lot of vendors that are supporting the Western North Carolina cause will be there with merchandise and other ways to donate. If you check the description of this video, we have some information about the Mountain Alliance, and just know that any donation you make, you will receive your 501c3 tax receipt. And so Christian has a business called Motors America. We'll talk a little bit about it and just the reason for you deciding to do what you can to help other people.
Yeah. I think it means a lot to everybody. I don't have family personally that were in that region, but I was born and raised in Hickory, which is foothills, right? So everybody knows somebody. I think as far as North Carolina's history is concerned, this is probably the largest disaster that's hit over the last decade.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's huge. It's affected so many people. So, fortunately, myself, my partner, and the team over at Motors America, we decided that, as soon as this happened, that we wanted to start pitching and do what we could. My partner Shane's been up there, I think 6 or 7 times now, directly doing stuff, taking campers. We were fortunate enough that we got good contacts, so we were able to fill a 48-foot semi-trailer with stuff to send up there. But it's not a situation, to Ben's point earlier, it's not a situation where this is just a one and done. You can't fill a trailer full of stuff up there and then put everybody's life back to what it used to be, and it'll never be the same. So yeah, we've kind of joined forces with a lot of folks, Ben with WNC Strong and his multiple organizations that have come together to make this happen. Liberty and I, it's just so kind of where this started, to take this back a little bit. Where this started was I just had a thought about 4 months ago was, hey, Liberty, which of course, long time, lifetime, almost friend of yours, Tom, and a friend of mine for probably 5 years, 4 years, as long as I've known you pretty much.
Yeah.
Great musician. We played together a couple times anytime she would come up from Alabama. And so just had a thought. I was like, hey, what if we did a one night only, never catch it again. If you're there, you're there. If you're not, you missed it show to help, raise funds and awareness for everything that's going on to support these folks up the mountain. So called her up immediately. She was in, which was super cool for me.
Yes.
On her way into work and, had a million things going on. It was on a Wednesday. And so she jumped in, and I just thought it was awesome. So we've worked now a little over 4 months. We've got our set list together. We got, I think, 31 songs that we're doing. So it'll be a full 3-hour set, or full 3-hour show. We got 3 sets in the show. And then, it's amazing how when you're really good at networking with people and people see value in what you're doing, opportunities just happen. And things just start to come together. So then Ben, of course, he heard about the show, and he wanted to jump in. And actually, that's why we're here in the studio right now.
Yeah,
this is really, really cool experience. And so it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, I think just to, follow up, I mean, the biggest factor in the relief effort has been just, ordinary people helping people. The government's response has not been great. Ben's group has done an amazing job, and, Christian and in the NASCAR community, Greg Biffle's done amazing things. All the race teams, loaded up food and water and gas and all the things that we can do. There was, a big concert down in Panther Stadium that raised a bunch of money to go up there. But it's going to take years and years for this community to come back. Private companies like Lowe's have built a bunch of tiny houses and stuff to help the people that have been displaced. But like I said, tomorrow they're cutting off hotel vouchers for 3,500 people. And it was 27 degrees this morning. I did a polar plunge to try to raise some awareness, but I couldn't imagine being in a tent, with the family, or just not having a place to go. Most people, aren't fortunate and have the resources that, Christian and Ben and we're all fortunate to have. So we just got to continue the push and do what we can, because every little bit matters.
I think you bring up a good point, Tom. I think we're at the point, and I think, Ben, you probably agree with this. I think we're at the point now where it's actually the most important for people to stay focused on what's going on, because it's no longer the new thing, right? It's no longer, for everybody that's not directly affected. For everybody that was not directly affected, it's no longer the thing. Right now it's, and unfortunately, there's a lot of bad things going on in the world. You got California that looks like it's going to be a briquette before long. You got things going on everywhere. We got a president getting ready to go into office. Craziness happened with crazy people. So I think right now it's probably more important than it has been since the storm happened for people to stay focused and say, okay, this is the mission. This is where we're going. Because whenever you bring people together, and that's kind of one of the coolest things that I love about this show, me and Liberty are 8 hours apart from each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a band or a group or went and seen a show where they can say, oh yeah, this is the chick singing, this is the dude playing guitar, this is the guy on drums. Oh, and we live 8 hours apart from each other. So it just kind of, in essence, brings this whole thing together, because, there are people that are an hour and a half from where I live here in Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, that got their house destroyed. It's not that far from us. There are people 6 hours from me in Tennessee. They got their house destroyed. This storm affected a ton of people. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm excited about. And in conversation, with how it seems that this event is going to go, I don't doubt that this is, we're calling it the one night stand, right? Because of it's a one night stand, and we like to have fun. So I don't doubt that there's something may come in the future, depending on how this turns out, just based off the response that we've got, because it's incredible seeing the people come together from, miles and hours apart. There are people that Liberty's bringing with her from Huntsville, Alabama, just to come to the show. So I think it's going to be a really cool thing. And I think that us bringing awareness and staying focused, like Ben and his partners and everybody that's involved with this effort is just going to be something that I think that a lot of people will be able to take a lot of good from.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it hits home harder. The fires in California are a terrible thing, and we're praying for them out there. But most of us were born and raised here. I was born in Charlotte. Ben lived in Franklin, North Carolina, most of his life. Shane is from right around Black Mountain, somewhere up around there. Mm-hmm. So, it really hits home when you see your neighbors and your friends, and we all know somebody, adjacent to us or close to us that's been affected by this. I had my friend Jason, his family came and stayed, with me for about a week and a half. They're in Asheville, and they were lucky. They got the power back on, and things are pretty normal in Asheville, but there's some really hard hit areas that will take years and years to get back on their feet. And the Mountain Alliance and Ben and all his business partners are really committed to staying focused on that, because, as Kristen mentioned, we live in this attention deficit society where, there's a new thing of news every once in a while, and people have a very hard time staying focused on, what's actually going on. And there's, they've underreported how many people, are missing and dead up there. And, it really looks like a third world country in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas up there. And it's sad that, that's happening here in America. But the best part and the hopeful part and the light that keeps all of us going is, it's just individual people doing what they can. If you can't donate money, because I know things are tight for everybody right now, you can donate your time. There's some great charities other than the Mountain Alliance. Samaritan's Purse, Franklin Graham's group is doing amazing stuff all over Western North Carolina. So yeah, I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to see the show because I love music, and like I said, Chris is an amazing musician, and Liberty's a hell of a singer, and we'll have a good time, and we'll have some drinks and libations, except for Ben. He's not drinking anymore, but he will be there enjoying the show nonetheless. So please come and join us, and we'll have some fun.
Bring your friends. We've taken a lot of steps to make sure that this is going to be as smooth as it can be. The venue is not huge. Go ahead and warn everybody. However, there's a ton of parking, and they've committed. Yeah, exactly. The one of the cool things is they've committed to having their full staff on that night. So there should be tons of help. We've got heat both outside and inside. So wear warm clothes, of course, but we're going to try to make it as comfortable as we can for everybody. It's a little bit of a spoiler alert. We're doing a pretty cool deal. So we've got posters and flyers made up, and at the entrance, we're actually going to have one that's mounted that we're going to have everybody that's a part of the event sign. Cool. So we're going to have hopefully a full poster, and I think it's 18 by 24, just covered with signatures, and we plan on using that as kind of a memento to show folks, hey, you were here. You were a part of something really cool. And then I don't know exactly how that's going to play in affecting the guys out, in those areas. But I'd really like to get with the fire department or a church or something and say, hey, this is for you guys, just to put something in somebody's hands where it's, hey, these folks were here, they all supported. It was a great thing. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and there's a possibility. I know Ben's talked about having a bigger show later on in the year at Boatyard Eats. We have our friend Chris Bakitas that may host another event. So we'll try to get this one off the ground. We probably have some special guests, some fun people that you'd like to see. And even if you can't come, please give what you can and support the cause.